Crunch on everybody. I am here today with somebody that y'all should have known by now. If you don't, it's Jumah, like get your life. And we are going to do the African girl tag. So if you want to know more about Jumah and me as African girls, then stay tuned and watch. I would do it.
Giving this step.
Cause you know I'm 82% African, but I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. You know, I got like 9 different countries in me, so I'm just, you know. Question number 1. What African country are you from?
Liberia.
That's not how she really say it.
Liberia.
Liberia. Question number 2. What is your ethnicity?
Liberian. I don't know. African. I'm Liberian.
Well, that's interesting because what if you are white from Liberia? Like
then
if you were born.
I think if it's like your parents and yourself, right?
But that's nationality. So ethnicity is different because that's what it's asking. So if, let's say, oh, I was white and I grew up and lived in Liberia. I'm from Liberia, but my ethnicity is not Liberian.
You're Caucasian then?
Yeah.
But I'm both. Like,
that's fine. It works for you. She's
I'm
black.
brown.
She's African.
And I'm born in Liberia, so.
She's not regular black like me.
My parents are Liberian, so okay. Yeah.
What is your African name and what does it mean?
I only have one name. It's Jumah.
What does it mean?
It means Friday because I was born on Friday, and my dad's culture, you're born after the name you're born on.
How many African languages can you speak?
0. I was born during the Civil War. Both my parents speak multiple dialects, but because I was born in a time that learning wasn't necessarily on our top priority, so we just spoke English. Question
number 5. Say something in the languages you speak.
I know how to say like hello, which is no, nalo in Quran, but I don't know like Gola or the other languages that my parents speak.
Were you born in Africa?
I was born in Liberia, November 11th in 1988.
All right.
And then I came to this wonderful country in 1997. No shade, right?
No shade, right?
Do you currently live in Africa?
Never.
No. When was the last time you were in Africa?
When I got on the ship to come here, or the plane.
I was gonna say, you wasn't really on the ship.
No, yeah. Once our family moved here, I haven't gone back. My mom has gone back. My dad has gone back. But my siblings haven't gone back yet because Liberia is a country that has a lot of like civil wars, and so there wasn't a perfect time. But now that it's in better climate, my dad's going and I plan to go in the next 2 years, so I'm looking forward to that.
If you were born in Africa and living in another country, from a scale of 1 to 10, how fresh off the boat are you?
That's hilarious. I'm nowhere close to being fresh off the boat. I came here in 1997, so it's been, dang, almost 20 years, right? Because 2017 will make it, yeah. So I've been here for a while, so I'm no longer fresh off the boat.
Why you sound Canadian?
When I said boat, I don't know.
What? Favorite African music?
That's such a hard question because so many countries have like different music, right? So everyone will say like Johnny because that's a popular song, right?
Yeah, that's my jam.
It is.
That's my shit.
Looking for my Johnny. Where is my Johnny?
A lot of crown music. Like my mom plays a lot of crown music. Skelewoo is another good like popular song.
Favorite African food?
My absolute favorite food is called flower sauce. It's basically this leafy green plant, and you cut it up real finely and you saute it and you put some meat in it and you season it, and it's amazing on rice. It's so good, and it's slippery. I like slippery things like okra, snail, etc. So good. But it's called flower sauce. It's amazing.
Favorite African movie?
I think Nollywood does amazing. I wouldn't say Liberia has its own film industry, but Nigeria, mad kudos to Nigerians because Nollywood is popping, and so any type of dramatic African movie is my favorite, right?
That's so good.
Where there's cheating.
They are so good.
There's like going to the village medicine man to get your husband back, to get impregnated. It's if you haven't watched an African film, go to the nearest like African place, right? So
hair
in Philly,
place.
Yeah, where they have DVDs.
Yeah.
Watch you one. Better yet, Netflix is stepping up there with Nollywood, right? Just watch one of the most The Lowest Star Nollywood film on Netflix. Watch that because you'll love it.
Yeah, I've seen my share of them when I would go get my hair braided, and you be like, this is terrible, but I can't stop watching it. What's gonna happen next? Like, girl, he cheating on you, and they are good though. What do you hate most about Africa?
I think if I had to say anything about the continent, right, it would be like the lack of countries working together to help build each other up, because we are so connected, right? And I know we all want to pride our own resources, but I think if other countries could work together in times of turmoil or in times of like good times too, supporting each other, I think would be in better space. But a lot of people are just like, oh no, that's your trouble. And I think that's where a lot of the developing countries have that issues where like, I'm gonna worry about me and I'm not gonna worry about you. So if there's a thing that the whole continent can improve on, the countries working together.
What do you love most about Africa?
What's not there to love? I love it. I love the culture. I love the people. And I think one thing that people kind of don't think about as much is that a lot of countries in Africa have to have perseverance to continue to move on. I think my country is one that continues to try to get better, even though there's lots of stuff that happens. But I think the perseverance spirit, you know, it's Mother Africa. Like, we made y'all. Okay.
What makes you different from other Africans?
The country I'm from, our culture, because you could be next to like Liberian, Ghana, Nigeria. Yes, we have some similarities, but there are many things that we have different, right? Because you are in a whole nother country. But I think being where I'm from, and I think nowadays being as though that I wasn't raised in Liberia is the main difference. Like if I met someone who came here when they were like 16, 17, or 20, right? I wouldn't have that same connection to my country because I came here when I was like 9 years old. So I think that's basically it. But I think ultimately our own cultures, there's so many different languages. Like there's so many things that we are different about besides the similarity that we're on the same continent.
What around your house represents your culture?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is our huge pot, right? So like there's a silver... There's a silver pot that my mom cooks in, and it varies, but it's huge as hell. So there's a smaller one that's huge, and there's a huge one where if she's making jollof rice or food for like a week or so, you know it's going down when she brings out the big pot. We're just gonna eat for days. So that's the one thing that comes to mind. It's like, you know, that pot. If you walk into anyone's house and you don't see that pot, or like the straw broom, that's real, right? Because Libman doesn't count. Like Libman doesn't cut it. You need to have some like twigs in your broom for you to sweep that stuff up.
What is a ridiculous question you were asked about your culture?
Did you like have lions and shit in your backyard? I need to stop cursing. No, that's not a thing, right? You don't just have your pet lion, right? That whole like thinking that everyone lived in huts. No, I lived in a house. We lived in a city. I didn't have to use that house until I was on the refugee camp, but that's a whole nother story.
What African country beside your own do you want to visit?
Nigeria would be one place to explore just because you hear so much about Lagos and it would be interesting to go there. For some reason I want to go to Madagascar. I don't know why. Okay. I just want to explore it and see like the rainforest. I like the movie though, I will say. I'm a kid at heart, so I did like the movie. And probably South Africa, just because it's popularized. I would just want to see why so many people are hype about it. Kenya would be cool. If I could just take a tour of the whole continent, that would be amazing. But I think I would definitely start small with like Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, South Africa, Madagascar, you know. Just take me everywhere. Let's just go. Ethiopia too, and Sudan, because those women are beautiful. Just take me everywhere.
Just take all
everywhere.
What do you plan to do to give back to Africa, or specifically Liberia?
Okay, Liberia, I have this like personal dream to have an organization. I already came up with the name. I already started researching how to do a nonprofit. So to really take time to invest in that dream and make it a reality. Me and my best friend have this goal to do something, whether it's like medical wise or education wise, but definitely to help the youth, because you have to start young, instilling some good values and some good outlooks. And so I think a lot of times with Eastern cultures, America, Western culture is so hyped up that they always aim to be like the American children or whatever, and they want like the iPhone 5s and the iPhone 6. It's like, nah, stay in school, educate yourself, and then become something else.
When do you plan next to go to Africa or go back to Africa?
Well, like I said, hopefully in 2 years. My dad's there now and he's doing good on our house, but hopefully in the next 2 years, because my dad will have our house finished, and then my sister will probably be working on her house, and then I'll be next.
All right, last but not least, are you proud to be an African?
I am. I'm definitely, like, there's no day that I'll ever not want to be Liberian. I think growing up, we all have that whole people tease you about it. I know people tease me a lot about my accent when I was younger, and it made me not want to be who I was. But now I own it. I rock it. I'm like LIB till the day I die, because it's who I am. It's who my parents are. It's who my great parents are. You know, like, I can't not own it, and I love it. I love it.
All right, so if you enjoyed the video, which you should, make sure that you leave a comment below. Let us know if you liked it. Let me know if you want to see more Jumah, because she's around. She's always around. If you want to know more about Liberia, leave a comment. I will send it to her. If you like the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
It doesn't take much. Just click the button.
Boop.
And that's it.
Actually, I'm going to just put one right here, and y'all can just click it right here. Just click. It's going to be red. Boop. Just press subscribe. Okay. But until next time, and I'll see y'all later.
Why we both put a peace sign?
I don't know. We like Ebony and Ivory.
You're such a weirdo. Melanin, stay poppin'.
And we come in all shades.
Yay. Own yours.
You could be like Rick Ross and land your jet on Africa. He landed his jet on Africa, guys. On it. On it. Just let that.
The jet was so massive.
was so big. It just landed on the entire continent of Africa.